Right, I am Mark, your kind and generous dungeon master. If you're sitting comfortably, we'll begin. It has been a month since Khalidney. A month since thwarting the plans of House Shom to unleash a psionic plague across Athas. A month since losing another of the rods of the dead mind. A month since killing Lalarash. You are now back in Nibenay. You have been well paid by your allies in House Chirodius and have spent the month resting, training, earning a wage by whatever dubious means are necessary. Now, vacation beckons. The festival week of Asalia. During this time, the city of Nibenay is gripped by the Starlight pageant. A wonderful event that sees hawkers and dancers, musicians, celebrants, and visitors from all across the tablelands flocking to the city of the Shadow King to engage in a week-long celebration. As the sun, crimson and bloated, falls beneath the horizon, the gates of the Nagaramakan, the Sorcerer King's sanctuary city within a city, open. And dozens of dancers, called Aspera, pour out from the Nagaramakan into the streets. They are joined not only by their sacred sisters from within the Sorcerer King's palace, but others from across Nibenay, moving in dancing ranks down the high road toward the Reservoir Gardens. The streets are lined with crowds of people, heralded by the pounding of drums, the blowing of great horns. Among them, Siora and Darjay. You have both been practicing the dances of the Starlight pageant for several weeks now in lead up for this event. And as the great procession winds its way past Sage's Square, you join with the other dancers from Bailey Barron's open door and begin to sway and shimmy your way through the dust-lined streets. Siora, your fine new ball gown that you have purchased for this precise occasion is extremely flattering, turning heads on all sides. Darjay, your frills are up and painted, dyed to beautiful perfection. Both of you, the center of attention on every street corner that you pass. The crowds cheer. People throw small coins as you make your way down and across the city. The press of people is on all sides, but you and your fellow dancers are allowed passage the very center of attention. The Starlight pageant dances recount the history of Nibenay, the mysterious ruler who bestowed his name upon the city, a precisely codified and traditional set of movements that, well, no one can resist adding their own twist and flair to the interpretation of the pageant dances. Siora, you spot as you're moving down toward Main Road, there's a raised area where many of the nobles are watching. Pedrag Val, the young nobleman who has been coming to your chamber, initially at his father's urging to learn the ways of the world, and since of his own accord after catching feelings. He waves excitedly and hops down off the noble's platform, and he's trying to keep pace along the side of the road, mouthing something for you. He has no idea what he's saying, but he's gesturing and pointing down it, and then you lose sight of him, somewhat irritatingly. Darjay, your attention comes primarily from young children. Like, oh, look, it's a little purple lizard bug. Can I run with him? Can I pet him, Mum? And they're running desperately, trying to keep up with you, throwing you treats as if as if throwing them to a trained dog in the crowd, but you're able to easily snatch them from the air. Food is food, after all. On the procession winds. Siora, it's then as I say, you pass out of Sage's Square onto the main thoroughfare. Nibenay's nobles here, visiting dignitaries from Ram there, brave guests from Gulg there, the trade delegation from Uruk on the left-hand side. During your month off, you've caught word of their presence in the town, even spoken to a couple of them. Your eyes catch him. He doesn't seem to recognize you. He stares right at you for a moment, then his eyes glide off you, looking at the other dancers. You're just one more face in the crowd to him. But to you, this is none other than Crandor Varshad, your brother. Or should I say, the real Siora's brother. And as you move past, Darjay hopping and skipping merrily along in front of you, you notice first, and Darjay perhaps a moment later, amongst the Templars in the trade delegation, none other than the face of Bianesser. You were supposed to replace her. In fact, you hired Darjay to kill her. And he told you he had.
She's supposed to be dead!
Oops.
But then the dance carries you past them. It must be your imagination. You have a distinct sensation of Bianesser, an attractive young woman, no more than 20 years old, staring fixedly after you. But you are lost to her in the crowd. Before long, inevitably, the dance reaches the royal gardens at the southern tip of Nibenay, seated atop an immense reservoir. Why don't we make use of Roll20, actually, and I'll...
We do have some bits and some donations coming in.
Oh, have we? Already?
Yes. Thank you to Gori Marifa for 1,000 bits, and they've just tipped $5 as well. So a random healing
awesome.
fruit, and someone gets a D20. Oh, damn it!
Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
This is a great start to the new arc. Thank you very much. Remind me of the healing fruit in a bit, because
Yes.
I will make use of that.
I may need it. I'm in grave danger, fellas.
Okay, so there's the map of Nibenay is up on Roll20. Just to give you a little bit of context, down here at the south, this is the Royal Gardens. They sit atop an immense reservoir, drawing water from beneath the stone, and it's toward these that the dance leads you. Here, the Templars are supposed to finish the evening with a fireworks display, and the dancers, as they reach the gardens, split off into various directions to finish their dances beneath the trees. And it's there that Hedrak Val finally emerges from the crowd, sweating. Clearly, he's been running to keep up with the dancers. Siora, wow, you danced amazingly. I mean, it was really amazing. Really, the whole dance was amazing. You're amazing. It was amazing.
Thank you. It was really nice to have you watch.
Yeah. Oh, well, great. Well, actually, he's a bit further back there. I wanted you to meet my father, but we've come quite a bit away. Maybe after your dances are finished, you could. And of course, I'm stupid. You're finished now. Maybe when you're next free, we could. I can introduce you to my father, and he can see what he's spent his money on. No. I mean, oh gosh, I'm so stupid. I mean,
I place a hand on his shoulder. Just out of curiosity, am I is Bayonessa still nearby, or
You've lost sight of the. They were on. You've lost. Yeah, they were on these kind of observation stands, giving them good view of the crowds.
Okay, so going for if I was to go in and meet his father, would I be bumping into them?
You'd be going back up to that part of town.
Right,
yeah.
I see. I'll place a hand on his shoulder to try and calm his nerves and just smile and say, I would love to meet him. I am a little bit busy right now. Maybe later on.
Of course you are. Yes, of course. I'm being so stupid.
No, you're fine. And she'll take his hand and just, look lovingly into his eyes and really just playing it up.
Okay, yeah, he stares back, his nerves completely lost. Darjay, as this is happening, you notice there's a woman bearing the clear marks of a Templar has appeared out of the trees of the garden as the various dancers take themselves off to whatever places they're going to be going to next, and people set themselves up to watch the oncoming fire display. She stands, arms folded, one eyebrow cocked, smiling to herself as she watches Siora. She catches your eye. Darjay nods.
Do I recognize her?
Not at all. Well, you think you've seen her coming and going at the open door where Siora's been working.
Okay.
You'll let me know when she's free, will you? She says to you.
Darjay might.
Oh man, I try and let go of his hand and just say, I'll maybe later we can talk more.
All right. Yes. Okay. Well, if not, I'll see you in a day or so. But later anyway. But
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Right.
I will turn to Darjay, who I want to speak to. When I do I see the Templar?
Yeah, it's Templar Liaza.
Okay, of course it is. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Oh, okay.
When you have a moment, Templar Liaza says, I need to speak to you.
Of course.
Scathis. We'll just put a pin in it just there for a second. Your successes in the gladiator arena led to a job training with the up-and-coming House Calvorix, which, with the arrival of the Starlight pageant, has led to an offer to be his bodyguard for the week.
An offer which Scathis accepts.
An offer which comes with a salary of 500 ceramic pieces.
An offer which Scathis quickly accepts.
Unfortunately, Calvorix's status is far below those who are able to watch the proceedings from elevated platforms, and he is forced to be in with the crowd, jostling, pushed left and right, and your job, more or less, descends to holding your arms out and trying to keep the hoi polloi from knocking him off his feet. He tries to keep a dignified air about it, but every now and then nods in gratitude toward you. The people lining the streets, of course, have no such compunctions and are not interested in who's a noble, who's not. A particularly skinny young man runs up to you with a whole fistful of what looked like dried canes. Sugarweed? Get your dried sugarweed here? Only 3 bits for a bunch. No?
Scathis' response is to look at him and growl.
All right. Sugarweed! Would you like some sugarweed? Turns and heads in the other direction. At the same time, there's people calling out to have their cards read, to have fortunes and portents and see the truths in the stars. Can we hurry it up a bit? Calvorix says to you. I'm going to miss the fireworks.
When he says hurry it up a bit, does he just mean that I should plow through the crowd better to
Well, he would never stoop to saying it in such crude terms, but that is the only way that you reckon you'd be able to hurry it up a bit.
Yeah, I don't imagine cupping my hands around my mouth and doing the Fezzik, everybody move, would work here. So
A couple of people in immediate earshot within about arm's reach, it would work. But beyond that, your voice would be lost in the rising clamor of the drums, the cheers, the shouts, the yells of street vendors. So yeah, the barking of dogs.
all right. Well, at least get off to a good start with those few people and out of the way.
Okay, yeah, your deep basso rumbling does indeed clear a small area around you. Very good, Lord Calvoric says. Now, come on. I am paying you to get me to the gardens. The sun is almost down. The fireworks are going to start. I'm going to miss them.
I am doing what I can, my lord.
Oh, very well, very well. Let's do it a bit faster if we can.
I'll do it as fast as I can, I suppose.
so
if only to get him off my back.
You begin as less painful shoving as you're able to, making a good 10 to 11% increase in your speed. It's really quite remarkable. You hear as you move forward the familiar sound of other Suran voices up ahead, calling out prayers to the magma gods. Around you, the sounds of the crowd, they begin to recede somewhat. I mean, you've heard those prayers before, and you know who sings them. And indeed, as you round the corner down toward the Reservoir Gardens, there you see them. They've occupied an entire corner of the street, their ash-blackened throats raised, their voices singing cries. The song of the blackened throat, Suran magma cultists from Scorched Plateau. You're noticeable, of course, and one of them turns their head in your direction and gestures right at you, calling, "Scale brother! Scale brother, come sing with us!" You're not sure whether they recognize you for who you are, or just a fellow child of the egg. "Come sing! Look into the flames!" And indeed, there's a huge brazier in the middle of their group. Flames rising up from hot coals. As you walk past, do you look?
Scathis, everything within him says not to, but he wouldn't be able to not look.
The sounds of the dancers and the pipes and the tambours are distant things. All you can see, all you can hear are the roar of the flames. In their hiss and crackle, you hear the sibilant tones of Suran voices singing. No, a Suran voice singing. A voice you know. The voice of Vashkes.
No! Scathis would turn and abruptly start moving the other way.
Your voice cries out, "No!" Head snap in your direction. Lord Calvorus looks at you. What is it? What is it? Where are we going? What? Scathis! Scathis, come back! Senex. Suxis. You have met up earlier that day to take in the sights. Senex, you've been training for most of the month at the Monastery of the Exalted Path, gaining some better control over your wild and unpredictable psionic powers. Suxis, you're still trying to recoup your losses from that disastrous expedition to break shore. Much as Scathis and Lord Calborix are discovering the crowd don't care. You're being jostled and shoved this way and that, offered sugar sticks, pre-sticks, your fortunes told, your palms read, your histories exalted, but you can't help but enjoy it. It's a wild, sweaty, stinky press of life. What better can you imagine? Senex, you're not far from the reservoir gates when Cielba leaps from your shoulder and goes scurrying off toward one of the alley corners. There you see a young woman, her hair tied back over her ears. There's something about the slope of her cheeks that suggests a half-elf, but she's hiding the pointy bits. She's kneeling, has a big black blanket laid out with all sorts of trinkets for sale upon it. And you can hear her voice kind of like, "Oh, hello, little one." As your critic lizard scurries across the cobbles toward her.
I follow.
Success, you're keeping him company?
Absolutely.
That woman smiles up at the pair of you as you walk up. "Oh, hello. I'm afraid I'm seeing to another customer at the moment," she says, gesturing toward Cielba. But as you can see, my wares are of the highest quality. You will never be disappointed when you drink from one of my cups. And she holds out a little pottery cup. Go ahead, examine the shape, the pattern, feel the texture, fit the handle. Go on, put it to your lips. The touch of the smooth rim on your lips. This is the best drinking cup you'll ever own, and it's a steal at only 4 ceramics.
I have I take the cup before Senex scan in a careful manner, so as not to get poisoned if this might be. And I carefully examine it.
It's a pretty well made handmade pottery cup. You can, judging from the wares, this is largely what she's selling. Cielba looks up at the cup, twitches her tail, and starts kind of scrabbling, looking through some of the through the other wares. Senex, you've seen this behavior before. Normally, when she's hunting a piece of fruit.
Oh, okay. I connect my mind with her. With mind link. I've got to remember what all my powers do. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I won't make you roll for that. That's I am kind of generous at the moment. You catch the strong sense so that there's something here that has caught her attention. A smell, a familiar smell, a very familiar smell. Then she stops, tail whickering, turns back to look at you.
I think if I manipulate mind link, can't I actually speak with her? I'm trying to remember.
I'm going to pull it up for you.
I am looking at it, or looking for it right now. 1 second.
I keep her our sales lady talking.
Mind link.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you manipulate. You get a
probing question. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one
Sure,
that I
we'll
can actually
assume
speak
that.
with her? Yeah.
That's we'll assume that you. I presume you're asking you what's caught her attention.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This smell. We have not smelt it in centuries. The seller. By the way, her name you catch as Kriya.
Yeah.
She catches a sight of the critic's interest. Oh, your lizard has a discerning eye. And looks around at the crowd, making sure that it's just pageant goers. Pulls up what it is that the lizard has been looking at. It's a metal amulet.
I recognise it.
This is what it looks like. It has the image of a dragon's head on it. Or should I say, the dragon's head? And as you hold it, there is or as you look at it, should I say, there is a flood of memory of you holding something very much like this in your hand, yet covered in dried blood. You've seen something like this before, long ago.
Can I
What is it?
ancient histories or anything?
I'm going to distract the sales lady while this is going on to see whether we can negotiate a price here.
You think it's a Templar amulet? My friend Nalan found that in ruins out by the Silt Sea, Kriya says. He brings
Okay.
back some wonderful, well, he used to, I haven't seen him in about a month, but he would always bring back really interesting trinkets. I could let that go for 2 gold pieces. It's metal.
Pieces. I assess the metal worth.
It's not worth 2 gold pieces.
No.
But it's an interesting little thing.
So, but what would it be worth regularly?
I mean, half that? Maybe a bit less?
I'll give you 5 silver.
You can give me 12.
I'll give you 5.
No.
Well,
I'll
does
settle
it-
on a gold.
let's do it 7 then.
I'll call it 8, and that's as low as I'll go.
Here you go.
Okay, 8 silver.
I take the amulet and I plop it in his hand.
Okay. Then she kind of flinches. There's a trio of Templar wives have appeared at the edge of the crowd. Thank you, pleasure doing business with you, Kriya says, and with a practice movement, her blanket becomes a bundle over her shoulder.
Where can we find you?
Nowhere. Not while they're around.
No, I get that. Where?
In the hill. She
Okay.
turns and disappears down an alley. The Templars look at you at the back of the alley. One of them nudges the other, hands a carafe of what must be broy. The 3 of them shrug, and they continue off into the crowd. As they do so,
Yeah, up the hill.
yeah, you see a man in the alleyway that the woman's just disappeared down. He's coming the other direction. There he is. And he gestures toward you.
Towards Senex?
Towards you two.
I put a friendly claw around Senex's shoulder, who's probably still looking at his amulet. Come on, let's have a move.
Suxus and Senex, right? He
Yes.
says. Yeah. The Lady Corodius said I should speak to you.
Mm.
Come step into the shade.
I search my senses whether this raises my merchant hackles.
What, you mean like as if you're about to be mugged?
Yeah, or there's a final reckoning happening here.
It's Athas. That kind of thing's always
Yeah,
possible.
exactly.
So it's been a weird
But
fucking morning.
I'm sensitive to that, so.
You got to live a little.
No. I mean, traders, they have this ability to have a feeling when something's up that is wrong.
He looks around. We have much to discuss, I think.
Okay. So next, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget your friend Shelba.
Silver scuttles up your leg onto your shoulder, looking over your shoulder at the amulet in your hands. And you proceed into the shadows. At the Royal Gardens, Templar Liaza nods after Hedrax departing back, bows to you, Darjay, and to you, Siora.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. The both of you, you move well together. I've got a picture of Liaza as well, actually.
I actually don't even know what she looks like.
Oh,
Oh.
nice hat.
Now,
Badass
Oh.
hat. She's good.
that's a
yeah,
good hat.
That is a good hat.
Nice guns.
I like
And
her
the-
singular glove.
Yeah, the fact that she's wearing a fine form of leather armor means that she's well. Normally, the Templar wives don't wear very much at all,
Yeah.
but she's clearly dressed for duty.
Hmm.
So, I assume I can take a moment of your time.
Of course. What do you need?
Look, we've shared each other's company on and off in recent weeks, and I've come to know that you're a person of, well, considerable abilities, and well, I've asked around a bit about you, and my informants tell me that you and your companions, but certainly you and the lizard, are people to speak to. My husband would like to employ you.
Shadow King.
Yes. Do you know what the Veiled Alliance is?
I forget if I know or Siora knows. Does
Yeah.
Siora know?
Lucan
might.
knows. Darjay
Yeah.
might not.
Yeah, you will probably heard of them.
Oh, okay.
Terrorists, Templar Liaza says. Practitioners of the sorcerer's arts. They destabilize and seek to overthrow the rightful ruler of this city.
Darjay has heard as much.
In coming days, they're smuggling something into Nibenay that they intend to use to help them with this. Something called a Rod of the Dead Mind.
Siora keeps a good poker face. I see. And is this a paid job?
Well, my informants tell me that you've dealt with Rods of the Dead Mind before. We would pay
Perhaps.
you and your companions 50 gold pieces each.
How does this one want it done?
We have learned that a member of the Veiled Alliance will be receiving the Rod of the Dead Mind in a disused part of the city known as the Hill. The Templars are ill able to travel there in numbers. I want to implore you to intercept that meeting and retrieve the rod for my husband.
What does he want with the rod?
To stop it from being used against him. I'm seeing more bits and more donations from Grim Reaper.
Oh, thank you.
Templar Liaza says, "Thank you very much."
Very much.
She's like,
Darjay
"Yeah."
appreciates.
Yeah, I got a D20, Siora got a D20, and Darjay.
Yes.
Write my D20 down.
Thank you.
D20 times 6 for me. Okay.
Shut up.
Siora will nod. I will have to speak with my previous companions about this.
I expected you would. I have paid for a private room at the King's Overlook restaurant in the gardens. You've heard of this place? You've never been. It's on a raised area that overlooks the entire forest that are the King's Gardens. It's probably the most exclusive and most expensive place in the city.
Okay.
Before she can disappear on us, Daje has another question.
Yes, of course.
There will not just be one target. You say there is a meeting.
We expect one or more members of the Veiled Alliance and one or more members of the group that is bringing the dead rod of the dead minds to them.
Powerful
Elves,
individuals.
Well, from what I've heard of you, it should pose no threats to you. After what you
And
accomplished
yet,
in Calednay,
Daje
was it?
fears that 50 gold a little cheap for the life that will be lost.
50 gold. That's 5,000 ceramics each.
Daje is an expensive man with expensive tastes.
I will confess I didn't expect to have to negotiate. What do you think is a fairer price then, Master Darjay?
I look at Siora as if I'm. What do you think, Siora? You know?
Yeah. So
Knowing the Templar, you know that she's
She's
more
fully loaded.
more
She
amused
has
by
enough.
this than she was not expecting this at all. But it's kind of like,
what is a
wow.
fair price for this? I thought 50 gold each sounded great. I thought that was mighty generous.
There were. If I'm just thinking about it, that's a big. I'm expecting trouble. Is all. So I want to get paid. You know.
The idea of Daje doing this is really funny to me.
Daje says 80. If you want me to roll for this, I can.
It would be rude of me to refuse to negotiate with you, so I will say 70 out of politeness.
Daje says 75 to call it done.
A deal then.
Acceptable.
75 gold each for the Rod of the Dead Mind.
You will have it, and they will be gone.
We will discuss this with our companions before we fully accept this.
Please do. And may I compliment you once more on your taste in companions, the Templar says, smiling at the backhanded compliments to herself. Before
Thank you.
nodding and taking her leave.
I'm sorry, Darjay's just seeing cha-ching in his eyes, so, you know.
As soon as she leaves, I squat down, kind of towering over Darjay, and I'm out of earshot. Bayonessa is alive. You told me you killed her.
Darjay might have stretched the truth for Siora. But Darjay has his reasons.
She brings... Calm down, Arthur, it's okay. I know, we're mad. You've upset my dog.
Oops. Again.
Bring my fingers to pinch the bridge of my nose. What do you mean you stretched the truth?
Darjay was going to carry out your contract, yes. But this one she made... Well, she was convincing to let her live.
You spoke with her and let her live?
Darjay sees that this pleases you.
Yes, it does. Does she know that I hired you?
Darjay does not think so.
I don't know even how she's alive. They
It was a convincing fake.
Did she leave the place after us?
Which place is this?
Rick?
The yeah. Because they they killed like everyone. So
Yeah,
like
there was
even if
massive riots, yeah.
even if Darjay left her alive, the odds of her surviving after that is still very slim.
Mm. And the people from the Urukite delegation that you've been seeing, one of the rumors you heard were they and House of Arshad were moving from city to city across the Tablelands under the cover of a trade delegation, looking for something or someone.
I didn't see Hamanu earlier, did I? Just by Nessa.
Giant man, the lion's head. No.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Just papier-mâché.
Well, she looked very angry at me. And I'm angry at you, but we can talk about that later.
Darjay finds this acceptable.
I'm glad you do.
Darjay, Siora, he is sorry. He had his reasons, which this may become clear.
What reasons did she pay you more?
There was no gold.
I didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Darjay.
Darjay has a heart, you know.
Not one for me.
Oh!
Let's find the others.
Scathis.
She's hurt. You hurt her. You're like the one person she trusts, and you lied to her.
Yeah.
Hell has no fury.
So happened to Lalaresh. Watch yourself.
Scathis, you're pushing your way through the crowd, away from the flames. Behind, you can still hear the voice now rising. Brother. It was true. It was all true.
Scathis remains in full denial mode, pretending that he doesn't even hear it. And for that matter, pretending that he doesn't hear his young lord
Bleating at him.
demanding that he move back the other way.
Where do your feet take you then?
At first, he's just moving away.
So before long, then you will burst out of the main artery of the Starlight pageant that's making its way down toward the Reservoir Gardens, and come stumbling into one of the side alleys. There's a few people here and there, a small broy stall, a couple of people selling flesh on the opposite side of the alley, but enough for you to maybe lean against a wall and catch your breath for a few moments.
Right. He takes a look around. Has he been followed by his employer?
You can see the man's hat moving through to and fro through the crowd, trying to catch up with you. You have a few seconds before he presumably appears in the alleyway. I mean, your horns will be visible to him, so he knows what direction you've gone in. But at the moment, at least, you're on your own.
Oh, remembering his professionalism, he actually will try and go and find him again.
Okay. You forge your way back into the crowd, just as your young Lord Calvorix kind of comes out. Scathis, there you are. What's going on?
We were making no headway in the crowd. I am trying to find a shortcut.
But, just a moment there. Look. And he comes and stands in front of you, places his hands on your shoulders. It's probably more like that, actually. Listen, I've led a sheltered life, but over the last month, I feel like I've come to know you a little bit. You know, I've seen you every day, and look, I don't mean to, I don't know, offend your tribal honor, or something, but I know fear when I see it, Scathis. Was it those other Surrens? Do you know them? Are they I don't know, what is it, clutch mates or something of yours?
Scathis nearly denies that he almost on reflex, he's about to deny that he was afraid, with some amount of anger, but he reconsiders, glances slightly anxiously back at the Surrens, and says, "If you knew what those Surrens are, you would be afraid too."
I see. I am. Listen, you're going to think that I'm a frightful sap for saying this, but well, I'm no stranger to fear myself. We House Calvorix is not a very large house, and since the death of my parents, I'm trying to steer it as best I can. But well, you know, the elves call this city the Basilisk, because sooner or later everything here turns to stone. And well, I sometimes worry that I'll be the last Calvorix, and well, there are serpents here, many of them. So I know what it is to live with fear and to always be looking over your shoulders, to worry that you're going to wake up with a knife in your belly or your back. And that's part of the reason that I hired you, because you seem like a decent sort. Is that... Well, that sounds stupid to say. Is there anything I can do?
There is not. Do I still hear the voice, the song?
You pause.
Directed at me in some way?
You hear their cries, their songs, the roar of the fire. See, now you don't know whether it's your imagination. It's almost like you can hear Vashkes's voice in the fire as part of it. It's what he said would happen when he threw himself into Lava Gorge. This is what he said would happen. He would become one with the elements forever. I mean, maybe you're just imagining it. But you weren't imagining it just now. I mean, you heard it then for real. Is every fire going to have his voice in it now?
But now I've at least reached a point where I can tell myself that I'm imagining it, right?
Sure, why not?
Scathis tries to steel himself, and says, "Come. I will try to lead you back to it. I'm sure I was just imagining things."
As you say that, he nods, and then there is a burst of light and sound in the sky over down by the gardens. Oh. Well, I suppose we're going to miss them. Come on, let's go. Perhaps we'll catch the end of the display. He slaps you on the shoulder. Come on, off we go. All right, and in his company, you head in that direction, back off towards the Twilight pageant and the gardens. The firework display is wondrous. Illusory magics conjured by the Templars, and those of you close enough to see them as you're all standing among the trees looking up, you spot what must be Arcanamax. The King's Defilers, hands placed against the trees, summoning energies from them to power illusion spells. The trees in the ground around them do not wither. Whatever these great trunks are, they're filled with energies sufficient to withstand even a defiler's hunger. Let's get the picture of our gentleman back here. There we go. Senex and Scathis. The distraction of the fireworks is enough for your companion, who identifies himself as Jord. Ben, if you're watching, I didn't steal that name from your Eroth character. It's literally what it says in the adventure. Identifies his name as Jord and takes you to a secluded square where he buys you all a round of broy or cactus blue or even scuppernong if you fancy any of it. Settles down and you share a drink or two just to avoid appearing suspicious. So, he says, as I said, you come recommended from the Lady Chirodius. Yeah.
Mm.
She said to me that I could speak to you in confidence if I needed to. And as you might have guessed, I'm one of the Veiled Alliance.
Scathis' tongue feels the air between the man and herself, just to test it, whether there's truth there.
She said you were cautious. I like that. She's helped our kind before in our home city. She's had some contact with us here. So, well, we asked her for a recommendation of someone discreet who could help us with a sensitive assignment. Someone who can take the heat that we're not willing to expose ourselves to.
Mm.
Well, she said you'd done just that for a good few weeks out on the road. So I'll come to you now with open hands. My face might be veiled, but my intentions are not. I need bodyguards.
Okay. For what?
Well, I'm about to take receipt of something very sensitive, something very dangerous.
Mm.
Like what?
It's a psionic artifact that can control the dead.
My rod.
What?
I recently came in contact. Well, we killed a guy with a rod. I took it as my own, but it was stolen from.
By house?
Us.
Shom it was.
Shom. In fact, I had
I don't
two
know.
of them.
I don't know if this is the same thing. This is coming from elves, not House Shom, but who knows? We need it to use it against the Sorcerer King. The Templar, right? Undead war beetles, zombified giants, and worse. This will give us an edge over them. But
Will it? I look back at Senex. I remember you saying there were some serious risks in using that thing.
Oh, yes. Have you got someone powerful enough to wield it?
Yes. But the task to receive it, should I say, from the elves has fallen to me.
Hmm.
Right? They don't want... We're in trouble here in the city. We're stretched thin. We like to use ancillaries as much as possible. So that's why we went to someone we know has supported the Alliance in the past. And she said you were the people to talk to. So that's my request. I need bodyguards to help me not get shanked by elves. Look, I can pay. I mean, 10 gold each. But more than that, if you're a friend to the Alliance will be a friend to you. You have things you need identified, or you have potions that you can't get on the black market, or protection scrolls or the like.
Right.
Well,
You scratch my cank, I'll scratch yours. Anyway.
We need to confer with our companions.
No, I know. I understand.
And then there's the issue, of course, that the thing that is being poured over is actually ours, most likely.
If it's the same one.
Most likely it is. I can't imagine many more of those running around the circles of this region. So we need to discuss that too.
did I know the name of it, Mark?
The Rod of the Dead Mind. Did I
Yeah.
give you a card
You did, yeah.
Yes.
with it written on it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I know the name and obviously its powers, I will explain that to him then. Is it the same one? We found the second piece and combined them.
I was gonna say, could this be a third piece potentially?
But
Oh.
we're not divulging that. We're waiting for him to come clean with that.
I don't. It's one piece as far as I know.
Then that would be the third. So how Shom have the other two?
Right.
So you can imagine who then has the other two.
Well, how Shom want to turn a profit? We'll buy it off them or steal it from them.
Or they've already given it to,
I don't think so. They're not his pets.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, we need to discuss it. 10 gold is your opening offer per person. We were.
What's the friendship of the Alliance?
Okay.
You can't put a price on that.
No.
You wait.
Well, you can, but still,
All right.
it inflates the price. I agree. Anything can be put a price on him.
I see why the Lady Carodius likes you.
Where can we find you or reach you once we've discussed this?
You know Sage's Square?
Mm-hmm.
There's a trio of philosophers there who will meet during the day to waste time. Ask them to get a message to me.
Okay.
And I'll find you.
You'll find us.
Yes.
Okay. That'll work. Thank you for the drinks.
He finishes his broy.
Mm-hmm.
Pops the cup down.
Yeah, we leave him with the bill and make a move.
Yeah.
I'd like to study this amulet.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old piece of metal, pitted and grooved. Kriya said that her mate Nalan got out of some ruin by the Silt Sea.
Let's visit this ruin.
Give it to me for a second.
I'll hand it over.
We're in the alleyway, right?
Yeah.
I briefly scrape my claw over the earth and sprinkle some of the earth on the medallion and see whether it's magical.
It is not magical, no.
Okay. It's not magical.
I think it's an old Templar amulet. Back in my
Yes.
day.
But those tend to be magical, don't they?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, they're holy symbols.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily magical. It's more like a
No.
focus.
Yeah.
It's a unique instrument.
So, like, hand them back the medallion.
Okay.
That question at least is answered.
Thank you.
Oh, and you only 8 silver.
About that.
Yeah.
How much is 8 silver? It's ceramic.
That's
80.
80.
Oh, is that it? 80 ceramic?
Yeah. I mean, it made you a good deal.
Oh, I hand him
I
out.
hate to tell you this, guys, but I think I've gotten us the best deal ever. Just saying. Anyway.
I hand him 80 ceramic.
I'm
So,
just on that matter, yeah? Birds in the air and birds in the hand, yeah?
so I guess then you, as with your companions, all roads lead to the royal gardens.
Mhm.
Let's pull the map back here. There we go. Nicely down south. Scathis, Lord Calvorix, does manage to catch the last 5 minutes of the firework display. He oohs and ahs and, and claps, and suitably appreciative. And he pays you a 5 gold piece tip. Slaps you on the shoulder and tells you to go enjoy yourself, my good man, my good lizard. I'll see you back at the
You just slap his
What's the
lizard.
at the yes. I'll see you back at the house compound at the end of the festival week.
Has he ever slapped my back before?
Never. He's clearly feeling that you guys have made a connection.
When he slaps him on the back, Scathis kind of turns and looks at where he slapped him and then looks back up at him, not sure whether or not to be offended or...
Okay, well, he blushes immediately. Right, well, thank you very much for your assistance today. I will look forward to resuming the training of our men after Asalia is over.
Scathis reaches deep inside himself, and he manages to lift his arm and slap the Lord gently on the back as well.
Smile from cheek to reddened cheek. He manages a little bow, and
Yes, thank you. And there is no need to be afraid. I will look out for you.
thank you, Scathis. And
Well.
he heads off among the trees.
Scathis goes to get a stiff drink somewhere.
So, Senex and Zuxis, I assume you, before long, managed to find Scathis, if no one else. He's very visible, leaning on one of the bars that have been set up under multicolored, glowing fairy lights, as it were.
Presumably at the place where we said we would meet up.
Yes, sure, yeah. And Siora and Darjay are not long in joining you.
Hi. Why is everybody so down?
Darjay hops up onto the bar and starts eating little pieces of meat in a bowl. He does not answer you.
I look at Senex.
We are... Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Hey, looks like you've had a bad time.
Yeah.
You can say that. But we've got a potential job at our firm.
Oh,
Interesting.
Would you like to go first? Or shall I?
no, please.
A contact I've made over the last month. Temporal Laser. She is a wife of the Shadow King. She has offered us 75 gold pieces each to retrieve a rod from a group of terrorists called the Veiled Alliance, to bring the rod to her husband.
Zuxis looks at Senex.
I just laugh.
Darjay does not understand the humor here.
Zuxis looks back in a very sphinx-like way at the two of you. Yes, I can understand why you do not see the humor of this. Shall we tell you about our job offer?
Acceptable.
We were approached by the Veiled Alliance to help protect them from taking receipt of a very interesting item. We didn't get as good an offer as you did, but still it's a good offer.
What are they offering?
We got 10 gold each, and the future help and ear and services of the Veiled Alliance, which is worth quite a bit.
They could even identify some of the items.
For instance, or give us access to spells and potions and all those kind of things.
More importantly as well,
He keeps spitting out at this.
Lady Carodius has also worked with the Veiled Alliance.
Yes.
So if we
I
want
then spit out at this.
if we want to continue working with Carodius.
So this is very interesting, isn't it? But now maybe you understand the humor.
Darjay does not think it is funny, but yeah, he gets it.
I think it's very funny.
What do the Veil Alliance plan to do with the rod? Laser seems to think that her husband fears it being used on him.
Well, her husband does employ quite a bit of undead, so there's a very likelihood they will be using it at least to defend themselves from him. They're not friends, you know.
DM,
Yeah.
I know Laser didn't really ever want to talk about her husband. From what I do know of the Shadow King, is he bad guy?
You are not bad
Sounds
guy,
like-
Ralph. You are just bad guy.
Sounds like bad guy. Sounds
He's
like
a-
the good guy option would be to side with the Veiled Alliance.
Yeah, but have we been good guy the whole time?
Exactly.
He's a
What-
sorcerer king. So he rules as an immortal god, surrounded by an army of highly privileged police, priests, sorcerers, in a hidden kingdom, ruling over a society that operates on slave labor and a viciously competitive merchant class.
Okay, so sounds kind of like bad guy.
Then again, you know, do we really associate the people we run into as in good or bad?
No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or ourselves for that matter.
It's more the
In-
thing
in-
of
in-
like,
In comparison with other sorcerer kings, he's a bit more hands off and letting the city run as it would. I mean,
Okay.
if you compare him to Uruk,
yeah.
where the Templars are actively oppressive, right? In Nibenay, the Templars tend more to be, we're trying to build this city and make it into what it's supposed to be, and will only kill you if you get in the way of that.
Okay.
Or you have Tyr, where Kalak's like, I must build my big gay pyramid, and everyone has to die.
Yeah, we saw how that turned out.
Yes.
So
As long as it's not like we're gonna give him the rod and then he's gonna use it on us.
Well, we're not
Like-
undead, so.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
Siora's like, I mean, from where I stand, 75 gold pieces each could buy us the identification of items.
It can? Where?
Find a mage.
Legally.
Darjay thinks that the Veil Alliance is illegal. No?
Well, yes.
So
So,
Doesn't mean they're the bad guys.
Dodger does not care about good and bad.
I thought
Grim Reaper
Darjay had a heart.
Grim Reaper says that sounds like an easy 85 gold pieces each.
Right? This is my point! Anyway.
yeah, why? Yeah. So
Look, I've had first-hand experience of that rod, 2 pieces. And that is extremely dangerous. In the wrong hands, couldn't fathom it could happen. That Shadow King could command huge undead armies, wipe out the face of...
So he does not get it.
No. But then, that's the 85 gold we're being offered. Or do we hand it to the Veiled Alliance for protection? Or do we find it ourselves, rid of it ourselves?
If we rid of it ourselves, I don't think we get paid from either team, and we make an enemy of a Sorcerer King.
This is true.
or we make an enemy of the Veiled Alliance. Can't we do both?
This
Isn't
is
there a
what
way?
Dodger is trying to say.
Isn't there a way to do both?
Well, it sounds like your team want us to escort them into collecting this thing safely. We can let them collect it safely and then kill them afterwards.
By the sound of it, from what after my research of the rod, we had 2 pieces, or possible 3. By the sound of it, the Veiled Alliance are trying to get this other piece that the elves are trying to sell him. So is this the 3rd piece? And do House Shom still have the other 2?
I would assume so. I don't imagine them trading with elves.
With the 2 pieces combined, the power's near enough able to rip my mind apart. The 3rd piece, I do not know.
Well, the Veiled Alliance claimed to have somebody who could handle it. Even after you described what it could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say what they want to do with it?
And we pretty sure know that the Sorcerer King can handle it himself as well, so... Oh,
Would the Veiled Alliance not want to destroy the Sorcerer King? They are enemies.
so...
I'm more interested in the fact that Chirodius recommended us.
Dodger believes that Chirodius will have her own reasons for doing many things.
Of course she does.
Well, she clearly said that they should seek us out and that we could be trusted to hear the story and come back. So she clearly has had dealings with them in the past.
What do you think, Scathus?
He's a mute.
Why are you so quiet anyway? You're more quiet than normal.
I am drinking. I do not wish to talk while I am drinking. It will make me choke.
Sierra just nods.
That's a sensible
Turns back.
approach.
Understandable.
And will you now tell us what really is going on? And stop drinking.
I encountered the Song of the Blackened Throat today.
No. Again?
They
they-
seemed to beckon to me.
Are they following you?
I do not know.
Hmm.
I heard my egg brother's voice in the fire.
Was you drinking before or after?
After.
You
I did
see
not
his
notice
voice in every fire? Also our campfires?
Mark, has Scathus ever seen this before, or is this the first time this has happened?
It's the first time this has happened.
Never before. I hope not again.
A month
Maybe they are
ago.
trying to contact you.
Contact me. Why?
Dajé does not know.
I do not wish to speak to them.
Okay, so that's another thing on our list to be watchful for.
We could
So,
test this.
how about we make a deal with both sides, and we make sure that we deliver to the Sorcerer King, so we score our big part of the money there. But we make sure also that the Veiled Alliance doesn't get burned, and they escape with their lives.
Dajé wonders if, upon delivery
And we just kill the elves.
of the rod, we allow the Veiled Alliance to take it back.
To take it back, what?
To take it.
I think that would be a bad idea, because then we will not get our 75 gold each.
After it is delivered to the Shadow King. Dajé said that.
I have another.
Okay. But you want them to take it back from the Shadow King?
Yes.
Okay.
So this group gets the gold, but the Veiled Alliance also gets our partnership. This is best of both worlds, yes?
But stealing it from the Shadow King will not be something that is very easy.
I don't think it's really possible.
Well, anything is possible, I suppose, but not necessarily by us. We're not that good, remember? We only survived the last one by the seat of our pants.
Yes, let our greed not outstrip our ability.
Exactly.
I do like the idea of getting to the elves before the Veiled Alliance, getting the item, arriving to the meeting and being surprised that the elves don't show, and then maybe handing it to the Sorcerer King, feeding information to the Veiled Alliance, and then gaining that way. And perhaps my contact could get the rod. She didn't seem very fond of her husband.
I would rather not work with a sorcerer.
You would?
Rather not.
Would you rather be an enemy of one?
Either.
Exactly.
He says I'm not already an enemy.
Well, that's also possible, but this then, will only ingratiate you with another one then, right?
I have another proposal.
What?
There were some ruins by the Silt Sea. I'd love to go visit. Knows what trinkets or what worth would be found in the ruins.
That's something maybe we do when we need to, hide low and take some of the heat off our backs. That's something we do after this, right?
I just think, regardless of how much gold they're being offered, 75 or whatever it is by the Sorcerer King, says that they're going to give us that and kill us there and then.
Likely.
At this rod, bad business. I felt its power. We either do the good thing and remove it from the world. We become the bad. Give it to the people that are going to destroy. I've lived long enough in this world, I'd rather not see that happen.
I have not lived long enough yet in this world. I would like to live longer. And so I would prefer not to make enemies of those who have asked the rod of us.
This is my point exactly.
Both groups want it.
And one of the two is going to get it, either way. And these things is not like they come out of thin air. They already exist. They're
They
running around.
also cannot just be destroyed.
So are we saying to deny the offer from the Sorcerer King, pretend we're not involved at all, and then secretly help the Veiled Alliance?
The job with the Veiled Alliance is purely to go meet the elves, retrieve a third piece of the rod. That is my understanding.
We are going to be bodyguards to a representative of the Veiled Alliance, or one or more representatives, I don't know, to take receipt of the item from the elves, and probably pay them at that same time. There will be an exchange. That is what we're asked. Yeah, we're asked to be the bodyguards.
The other job opportunity is more so of not knowing what the actual job is. It's a job to, have they told you any part of this job? Like, are we there? Are we going to ambush elves to retrieve it, or are we going to retrieve some item off House Shum? We took it from you.
No, they were talking about a deal going down, right?
Yes, there will be an individual who they will hand the rod off to. We take this person out, as well as any elves and alliance members,
and hand
and
the
we
rod
get our
to.
payouts.
Yeah.
They want us as, well, what Ciara and RJ do best.
Dance.
Assassins.
Acceptable.
One.
Which one what?
They want us to kill them and retrieve the item, bring it to the Sorcerer King. Now, they already know about the meeting. They have an idea that there will be one or more from each side meeting and exchanging the item.
So it's already treachery at hand there.
There's already information being spread.
They already know. They just needed someone to do the killing blow.
And if we don't accept the offer, pretty sure they'll hire someone who will.
I suggest we take both offers. And we slip the Veiled Alliance a little note in advance so that they can be prepared for what comes, and that we will be attacking them. And then we will rely on their good faith to make sure that they just get the hell out of here at that moment, or that they've already made a switcheroo or whatever.
I do not like to rely on good faith.
Yes, Darjay wonders if perhaps telling them that we are going to kill them will not make them angry.
Yes, I don't think they would agree to us taking the item and then just making them flee. If anything, we could slip them a note to fight us and not leave us dead. At least show a force that we have tried to work for the Sorcerer King.
Success, you said maybe a decoy?
Yeah. Well, that they can make a decoy or something like that. But the problem is that they will want that item. That item is going to be a problem. Maybe we should just not go for either of the deals.
Yes. Why is this our problem?
We're the money. It's the money. It's always the money.
This is true.
So my suggestion
Make my own money.
is that you decide, and we take a short break. Would you like?
It's not me. Ha!
Okay,
You guys
well-
have to go first.
All right then. So Sage's Square is quiet at this time of the evening. Most people have been busy at the Starlight pageant, enjoying the rare time that the King's Gardens are open. But indeed, as George has said, there's a trio of philosophers, and they're known for debating things such as: does the number 3 exist physically, mentally, or as a cosmic constant, and other such weighty, important matters. You find them at this late hour sitting in the what would have been the shade of the trees that were turned to ash recently by an annoying defiler. They have a small spot there, and at the moment they're just playing a dice game for ceramic bits. The three of you, under the rising moonlight, make your way across the square. Here and there, yellow light spills out of a few taverns, Bailey Baron's open door is actually shut for the evening. Surprise, surprise. And one of them looks up. Come to a chance to face at a game of dice?
By dice, you mean speaking to Jord.
Well, at least we know that you're a subtle one. He waves over a small water cellar, flips him a ceramic coin. The water cellar young boy puts his water pots down, runs off into an alley.
So, what's this game? Show us.
Hawk's Gambit, do you know it?
I do.
Yes.
Oh, would you like to play?
Sure.
As you wish, right then. The ante is 4 ceramic pieces for the first round.
I place 4 ceramic pieces down.
Yeah, okay. Roll a d4. He rolls a 3. You roll a 3? Ooh, evens. Right.
Stays.
No one wins that round. That money carries over.
All right, put another
Right.
4 in then.
Oh no.
Oh.
The ante for the next one is 6.
Okay, put 6 in.
And then you roll the d6. Oh! I can barely believe it.
Believe it. I put 8 in.
You understand the game well, I see. And he puts his ante down and rolls. You see her now. I take the 8. But there's still 12 remaining from our previous 2 rounds.
Now.
Well, now you put down a silver piece.
Okay.
He likewise does so and rolls a d10. Elements, curse me. There you go. The silver piece goes to you, my friend.
Right. There's still more in there, yeah?
Yes, there is. Now we have 12 ceramics.
Okay.
He rolls. Oh! Magnificent! Magnificent. We are evenly matched. Very well. Finally. Now, before this final roll, would anybody like to play a gambit wager? Whoever has scored the most overall. And I am going to say that it's going to be you, my good friend, and I'm going to put a silver piece on you as a side gambit.
And who is going to pay you that?
Well, if I win, you will.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to take that bet.
I'll put a gold piece on me.
Oh.
Ooh. Let us roll then.
20, yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He gets a 12. You get a 13. Ooh. Okay, so you get the 20 from the ante.
Oh, I've got no idea where I'm at right now.
Okay, well, we can actually tot it up because they're all
Yeah.
they're all in chat here. Okay, so you tot yours up, and I will tot up mine. 3, 4, 8, 9, 16, 17, 18, 28. I scored 28 overall. Do you know what you got? You just add up. I'll do it for you right quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 19. You win.
Nice.
So, you give him a silver, but he gives you a gold. So you're up an additional 90 silver.
Which is what in ceramics, sorry.
900 ceramics.
I'm up 900 ceramics, yeah?
Yeah, silver coins change hand. The other 2 members of his debating club rip the piss out of him, and he laughs good-naturedly as the coins change hand. It was a fair gambit.
I deftly claw 8 silver pieces out of Senex's paw,
What?
which you still owe me.
I paid you that, thank you very much.
You didn't?
I did?
When?
I rubbed it off the...
I think your memory is playing parts with you, as it does.
Should we roll back the VOD? I definitely paid you. Because
We'll cover that.
what was it? Did you say 90 ceramics or whatever it was?
Yes.
Yeah, I paid you. Yeah, I paid you. So
Okay.
you can write it down because I definitely did.
Okay.
I took it off my
Okay.
sheet.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
In the middle of this argument, Jord appears with the water cellar. Have they been swindling you? Jord says.
No, I won.
Not at all. One of the other philosophers says. The elements smiled upon this gentleman. Jord nods. Well, come on then. Walk with me, and let's discuss what we have to discuss.
Thank you for an entertaining game.
Anytime, the man says. So you walk slowly around the perimeter of Sage's Square. Just 2 men and a lizard. Sorry, 2 men and 2 lizards taking in the night air.
Mm-hmm.
So you've spoken to your companions. How does it stand?
It's very interesting.
That's never good.
I will let you know now that this meeting you're going to is known.
To who?
The Sorcerer King. Do you ever have a spy in your midst?
Guess who the Sorcerer King asked to take you and the elves out? Talk about the elements and fate, right?
75 gold piece, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Per person.
right. Right. I wonder who his Templars went to for advice on who to speak to. Well, I can't meet 75 gold, so I expect
We're not
we should
asking
be
you to.
crossing swords soon. What do you mean?
Oh, this puts us in a predicament, doesn't it, really? Because we're in a right sticky place. We refuse the Templars or the Sorcerer King. We then get made the enemy.
I understand.
Yet we are interested in working with you. Then we also make an enemy of the Sorcerer King. And if we don't, we make an enemy of you and them. So it's like, how do we figure this out?
The elements are cruel to you. My path is clear. I must obtain the rod of the dead mind. If you stand against me, I will do my best not to kill you. But I must have that rod. The Sorcerer King cannot have it. And I thank you for your warning.
Good.
But unfortunately, I am left with little choice. I have already begged my fellows in the Alliance for support. I will take your word to them, but I do not know that they will give it. The fact that this could be a trap set by the Sorcerer King will make them even less likely to expend resources.
It was
Well, I can
still a
say-
matter of the love of 2 pieces. There's no point wasting your life there. Sorcerer King has asked to wipe everyone out, including the elves.
Well, then I ask, my request is changed then. Focus on the elves long enough to let me get away.
Do that.
But then you're going to try and get away with the piece, you mean?
Absolutely.
You better be quick, because we cannot make it seem that we let you get away with the piece. What we do will be scrutinized. You realize that, right?
I realize.
You better be very clever and very quick.
Well,
Enough
one way or
said.
the other,
We gave you the warning. We will take the Sorcerer King's deal. You will have your own, I presume, your own squad to protect you. We will not be there.
But we wanted to make it clear that we do want to work with you. Just in.
We've been put in a pickle.
Well, if I'm alive to discuss the matter further later, we'll see how cruel the elements have been.
Yes.
They've been kind enough at least to send me a warning, so for that I thank you. Gentlemen, he nods toward the three of you. Scathis, you, Senex, Suxis, and turns and hurries away. At the King's Overlook, meanwhile, Darjay and Siora, you are surrounded by luxury the like of which you'd never imagined. Floors of polished wood, the entire place set into the boughs of a tree. You climb up great broad steps. The thing has been fashioned around the trunk platform stretching out over the garden, and beneath it, an area of the reservoir is open. There are millions upon millions upon millions of gallons of water in there. You see fish swimming to and fro, lilies dotting its surface, some of them with candles floating on the surface of the water. Discreet booths. At no point are you exposed to anyone there. And it's clear that you are almost immediately expected. A tall, well-manicured and coiffured young man nods. Lady Siora, Master Darjay, this way, please. Leads you to a booth where Templar Liaza, dressed in less martial gear, is already sitting. Open bottle of Astacles wine on the table. May I take orders for food and drink from you, madam, sir? The young man says.
Here's the question, DM. Does it seem like we would have to pay for it?
Liaza catches your hesitation. It's on me, she says. She leans forward. There's no menu. You can order whatever you like.
Darjay would like some cream.
Of course.
And Darjay would like a leg of anything. Anything with meat.
Understood.
This is acceptable.
Madam?
I would just have, if the chef has a special, I'll take that.
Of course. Right away.
And Darjay wants some Braxat nuts.
Absolutely.
They're like this big. Like coconuts.
A delicacy.
You make small talk while the food is prepared. Stewed Braxat nuts, a haunch of Inix, a bowl of perfectly set cream. The chef's special is a Zatal curry on a bed of Oleracea leaves with a side of spiced pre. That's actually the kind of salted pre sticks, but here they're done to be, well, cooked so finely that when you touch them, they crumble into this wonderful sweet and sour powder. The wine is astounding, a deep amber in color, and the edges solidly off your muscles and your mood by the time Liaza pushes her own plate of cloud ray steak back from her. So I'm guessing you had time to speak with your companions then?
We did.
And
We
what's the
had a
verdict?
discussion. We would like to take your deal.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. So I suggest that the meeting is tomorrow, just after sunset. at the market on the hill. I suggest we arrive shortly before sunset, so we might position ourselves somewhere advantageous.
You're coming with us.
Yes. Oh yes.
Siora,
I've been given personal responsibility over this. I must not let my husband down.
Siora will smile as if trying to portray that she's really happy to spend more time with her. But like deep down is like, okay. Okay. That'll be great. We won't let you down. We have
I'm
a
sure you
group.
won't.
We have a group of 5. And with you, it'll be 6, and that should be more than enough, especially if you only predict 2 from either side.
I do not know how many elves there will be, but they are uncoordinated desert rabble. I'm sure they'll stand no chance against a well-practiced force such as yours.
Indeed.
Good.
Thank you for this. It's very kind.
Not at all. It'll be a pleasure to work with you.
Upon the meeting, when will this one give us the payment?
Once I have the rod.
Then Daji can only hope there is no complications.
You're here because there will be. Make no mistake. But
So
75 gold smooths out a lot of complications, I would think.
we hand you the rod, and then you take it to the Shadow King.
Yes.
Are you going to be safe doing that?
Well,
She asks more out to feign care rather than not like patronizing. Like she's like, "Are you going to be okay?"
I've survived this long in the Nagarama camp. I don't think that an increase of my husband's notice of me will put me in any greater danger than it already has.
Daji wonders, would you accept an escort?
You would not be permitted into the Nagarama camp.
Well then, we will do our best to keep you safe until we must separate.
I will collect you, shall we say, from the open door tomorrow. 1 bell before sunset.
Acceptable.
Yes.
Until then, Tajay, Lady Vasha.
She knows my surname.
She gives you a smile and turns and walks away from the table, leaving you with the remains of the food.
Siora kind of like racks her brain, you know, how she found out about her.
Siora, Daji must leave you now.
Leave me now.
He has some business before tomorrow. He knows that you are not happy with him in this moment, but Daji hopes this will prove himself to you again. And he hops off the table and he's going to write a message to the DM real quick.
Oh no, I worry about my little Darjay.
He can't write. It'll just be scribbles. How will I make sense of it?
Shut up! I'm interpretive dance, okay?
He just starts dancing at the sky in the middle of this restaurant, and I'm like, what are you doing? Well, Siora will then finish up here, and try and figure out who owns this place because they seem minted, and that would be great.
Yeah, the clue's in the name.
The king, I
the
see.
king's overlook.
Right. That's tricky.
I'm still just imagining Darjay just writing like little stick figures of himself dancing as a form of writing. Just interpretive dance on paper.
Send him a message by phone and do it in emojis.
And she actually knows how to become his wife, so.
Who, the king?
Yes.
I do.
Well, I'm one of the Templars, right?
I'll if there's no one of interest in this restaurant, like for example, if Hedrak Val's father isn't there, then I will probably leave and make my way back to meet with the others.
Okay. Just a second. You I'm not following that last one. You need to rephrase that, Lucan. I'm too old to understand your lingo. You do spot young Hedrak as you're getting ready to leave, and someone who must be his father, eating on one of the balconies overlooking the reservoir. He hasn't noticed you himself yet, but should you wish to approach them, of course you could.
Okay, well, this is a good sign they're rich enough to eat here.
Yeah.
I will approach because if he's gonna want me to meet him, now's probably the best time to do it than later on.
Yes.
And I would just approach and try and get Hedrak's attention before actually approaching the table further.
Okay, well, he's kind of cutting into a slice of something and spots you. Oh, father! Waves you over.
I will approach in my ball gown, looking rather fancy.
This is Siora. I mean, I was telling you about her, Siora. The older man, a solid flowing mustache, sculpted beard, very short buzz-cut hair, robes that drip with richness and taste, beautifully cut, personally tailored, some small, discreet, expensive items of jewelry. Takes a few moments to finish cutting. What do you want? Father, she's just... Be quiet, boy. What do you want?
It's an honor to meet you, sir. My Hedrak wanted me to meet you.
Yes, he said.
I do apologize for disturbing your meal. I just wanted to come and say hello and bid you a good evening.
What's this about? Is it more money? Do you want more money?
No. Feigns genuine. Oh, what do you mean? No. No.
Look,
she.
I understand he's not the most attractive fellow. If you need a bit of a pay increase to continue attending to him, I will see to it.
She looks
Father,
to.
please. I said be quiet.
She will shake her head slightly, wanting to maintain that she likes Hedrak. No, that won't be necessary.
Good.
And she'll give a small smile to Hedrak and just say, I should be going. But it was great to meet you, formally.
Is this Is this normal for Master Baron's women to approach their clients in this manner? I would have thought that what you're being paid was sufficient to maintain your discretion.
Oh, I'm only here because it was requested of Hedrak. So
Yes, well, Hedrak's not paying for you. I am. And, well, I have no desire to be approached at my dinner table by a flesh peddler.
my apologies. She will bow slightly, and then will turn to leave.
He goes back to his meal. Hedrak's just staring, open-mouthed, red from collar to crown.
Wow, didn't even stand up for me. Okay. Okay. I leave. And I make a note that Mr. Val has to die.
Oh dear, Papa Val. Right, let me just quickly catch up on this message here.
Well, if Papa Val dies, then Hedrick doesn't have to convince him to let him marry for love.
That's true.
Maybe I can convince Hedrick to do it.
You become Mrs. Val. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
You get me now?
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, then.
So yes, so you're going to then spend the next hour or so trying to track her down.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, right. Before I get to that then, I want to check in with Senex or Suxis or Scathis. If there's anything you want to address that night.
Make some preparations.
I will sit down, study this amulet again, and mind link with Selba, discuss more on it. She knows more on it.
It's enough to trigger again that memory of you looking at one very similar. Caked, as I said, with dried blood. There's a woman's voice. She's walking behind you. You can't quite see her. They all had to die, she says. All of them.
I recognize the voice.
Yeah, but you can't quite place it.
Definitely not Selba's voice.
Now you mention it, it's very similar, actually. Very similar. All of them, she's saying. And well, what you hold is a trophy. A trophy of his Templars.
His. That wasn't.
That's what she says. This was before you were born, of course, but well, I've always kept this as a keepsake. The memory ends. The lizard looks up at you, flicks its tongue out, and then goes off in search of flies. Panda, no, as I mentioned, the open door is shut for business tonight because of the Starlight pageant. Suxis, you're just making general preparations for the next day?
Yeah, make sure I have a little supplement of extra poisons, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Scathis, anything?
I can't think of any preparations I would make. I mean, I had lost some weapons before. Did I get all those back? Did I buy replacements for all of those?
I
or
don't
do I still
know.
need to do that?
If
I think
you
I
haven't-
did.
I think you probably did, yes.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you would have had enough time to do so in the meantime,
Certainly,
right?
you've had
Yeah.
time and money to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I've placed all the equipment I had before. Can't think of anything else I would do. Maybe
Okay.
get some javelins or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Right. Where are we here? So, excuse me. Just trying to move something here that won't move. There we go. Dajay, you spend the evening then moving through the shadows of Nibenay, hunting, following rumor, sightings of Urakites, discussions of them appearing at this tavern or other, being seen moving down that alleyway or other. Until in the nobles district on the outskirts of the Nagaramakam itself, you find yourself crouched on the wall in the shadows, overlooking a villa compound. A curved pool of water, surrounded by date palms, is overlooked by a 3-story sandstone building, its outer walls whitewashed. Urakite guards are in the courtyard outside, their black obsidian breastplates, emblems of the eye of the lion. On an upper floor, a balcony gives access to what must be residential rooms, and your keen lizard eyes spot through the swinging silk veils of curtains Bianessa going about her nighttime business, preparing herself for bed, removing the jewels of the day and gifts from a sorcerer king, no doubt, applying night salves to keep her features ever young to please her master. What do you do?
Well, he will discreetly make his way to the balcony and enter past the silk.
Okay. She turns. You can see fear flood her features as blood leaves them. You, she says. Were it not for the panic in her eyes, they would be quite beautiful, flecked with gold and hazel. You can see why she caught the lion's attention.
Don't scream.
What do you want? Have you come to finish what... Her hand goes to her chest, and you can see an amulet hanging there. The emblem of the lion upon it. All I have to do is say his name.
Dajay is not here to harm you. Dajay thought he made that clear last time.
And then what do you want?
This one begged for her life. Dajay gave it to you. He did this even though people close to him would not approve. Dajay has come to collect.
Is it gold you want? Jewels?
Not so simple.
Husband's favor?
There is another sorcerer's wife. This one is called Leeza.
Nibenese? I do not know her.
This does not matter.
What business do I have with this liaison?
Our business is now your business. Leeza is in our way. Delicate things are happening. She is not to go to the hill tomorrow.
I have no command over the Templar wives of the Shadow King.
You have guards. You have your lion. Daje does not care how. She will not be there.
But we're here on a trade mission. That would jeopardize everything that... What do you care whether she goes to the hill or not?
Like Daje says, it is delicate.
And if I refuse?
Daje can collect in other ways. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not while you have that amulet. But he will.
My husband will hear of this.
This is true. I do not fear him.
I do. But I also fear you. She looks around as if hoping guards might just happen into the room at that moment because she's willing it with every fiber of her heart. They do not. I will see what I can do. I cannot promise you this, but I can promise you that I will try. Please believe that.
Daje believes you.
Her hand drops from the amulet. Thank you.
He leaves. Back the way he came.
Okay. Oh, hello, Raiders. We're just threatening.
We're
people.
just doing threatening. A bit of blackmail.
All right. And back into the night you bleed. The next day is tense and quiet for the members of the party. Nibenay is gripped by the second day of the Asalia festival. Dances in the streets, musicians on the gates, celebrations in the gardens and the squares and on the rooftops. But for you, it is spent in grim anticipation of what must come. A bell before sunrise. Templar Liaza does not appear at the open door.
Siora just... I mean, she would have told everyone that this is where we're being collected, so she just sits and waits, and when she doesn't show at the time set,
Suppose we all do here, right? We all wait here.
Yeah. She's never been late before.
Perhaps she will meet us there. Or perhaps not.
So.
We
Either
swear.
way, the deal will happen, no?
We don't get paid if she's not there.
But the Shadow King does not get the rod. And we do not seem like we are backstabbing anyone.
But where are we supposed to meet? Because we don't even know that, do we?
You were told it was the hill market
The hill.
at sunset, just after sunset.
Is that a small place that we can easily?
Yes, it's a known
Okay.
place, just on the edge of the fort there.
It's not like a huge place where we have no idea where to be. Okay, good.
No, you'll
Let me
discover that it's
see.
about the size of a battle map, I think.
Okay.
Let me speak with the barkeep, inform him that if she comes in to meet us where we were heading. And I will do that. I'll go to
Bailey.
yeah, and just say, if Leo's comes in, one of my regulars, just tell her
Laser.
to.
The message came from her.
Oh yes.
It just simply says, "Please proceed."
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I will let the group know. I guess we should head there then.
Mhm. We're ready, right?
Yes.
And look around. Okay.
So you make your way then, as the sun sets over the streets and darkens Nibenay, long shadows flooding across the city into the Hill District. And just in case you'd forgotten what the Hill District is like, this incredibly evocative picture sums it all up. That person's still trying to sell their baby.
No one's buying. It's such a pain.
There's clearly something wrong with it. A maze of streets overhung by trellis work and cloth stretched to keep out the sun, all winding their way up around the flanks of a great hill atop which sits the crumbling fortress that once was the palace around which the Hill District sprung up. Now it is home to the homeless, a tribe of elves known as the Hill Children, and sometimes the Sky Singers when they're in residence, which they are not at present, bards, poisoners, thieves, cutthroats, and a variety of less pleasant individuals. The Hill Market itself, as I mentioned, sits on the edge of the main fort. And, well, George is already on the map, but I'll drag you guys over to it. Lee, if you'll pop over to the battle map view, please. You spot him in the middle by one of the stalls selling the towel skewers. Feel free to place yourselves wherever you want on the map, although technically speaking, you have arrived from this side over here on the left-hand side of the screen, but I don't mind you working your way around to where you need to be.
So is this like a fairly remote area?
So the Hill District has become something of a slum. So it's a part of town that people won't go into unless they have unseemly business. Templar patrols go there heavily armed or not at all. And most decent people of Nibenay want nothing to do with the Hill. This is where you came, if you recall, to get those poisons from that bard who lived in the tower. And it's rumored that there are even creatures like Belgoy and other less savory creatures dwelling in its sewers and underbelly. It's not remote in the city. It's actually surrounded by parts of the city, but it kind of sits up as a boil welling up from the mottled surface of the basilisk itself.
Just thinking, no one's gonna be here to see that we don't fight back, potentially. Like the person who was overseeing it isn't here. As we were approaching, Sura will just say, if she isn't there, what do we do?
We do what we agreed to.
The sun disappears, finally, a simmering red orb behind the western walls of Nibenay.
If we
Torches and candlelight spring up all around the hill. Somewhere else in the city, a bell rings, signaling sunset. The sound of Templars making their evening prayers over at the Nagaran camp. They seem to bleed almost out of the shadows. A quintet of elves. They do not have the shabby, disheveled clothing of the hill children. Senex, you're enough of a desert traveler to recognize these as sky singers, a nomadic elven tribe who pass through Nibenay from season to season. This must be an advance party, coming to the city to sell something they found in the deep desert. Across the market, you can see Jord almost taken by surprise at their sudden appearance. He holds his hands up, and you can hear murmured conversation going back and forth between them as the elves kind of sidle their way around him, looking at him askance, trying to guess if he's alone, whether they need to fulfill their deal, whether they can just take him where he stands. And you understand, of course, now why he wanted bodyguards. While the conversation is ongoing, are any of you wanting to move closer?
Yeah, I think
Get near?
I think I need to. If I can get along to this roof here.
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
What's the range? How can I find the ranges?
One square is 10 feet.
Okay.
There's a little ruler thing on the left-hand side of Roll20 if you want to measure that.
Yeah. As I'm approaching, I would like to manifest 2 powers.
Go ahead.
The first one is flesh armor.
Yep.
Armor optimization!
21. Let me just double check that. I think that gives me +7, but let me just double check. Flesh armor, 21, it gives me +6.
So the armor class goes up to 22.
Yep. And then on top of that, I would have done that before we've gone in. That cost me 2. And then the other one I would like to manifest is a thought shield.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Can I do an acrobatics roll?
And that is a success as well.
To boost your AC? Yeah, go ahead. Nice. And what that gives you a +4, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Where are you? Oh, you're down there. Okay.
Hello.
Thought shield. 4, 6 off.
Since Panda reminded me, I would like to do armor optimization as well.
Okay, cool.
So my AC is now
21.
Yep.
I just updated it.
That changes my MAC to 30.
30. Okay, cool. You keep that in mind. And where's Gathis? Armor optimization for you is 1 point, isn't it?
Correct.
Right, so 23. Okay, cool. And move yourselves into whatever positions you want to.
Mhm. And he will be camouflaged in the event that fighting breaks out. That would
So
give
you're
him -4
A further -4.
to
Yeah.
surprise rolls. Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to squat inside, like under one of these tents here, or stalls, or
Yeah, cool.
somewhere. Just hide.
Okay.
The big lizard's like, I am tiny.
You can't see
I
me.
am
can't see
small.
you. Yeah, there's a whole nest of tents overlapping there. People selling clothing and bad weaponry. Elves insisting that they have the bone bow of Faloth genuine for sale. So you can make your way in and amongst the tents there, and it can be completely hidden. You can hear Jord now that you're closer saying, "I have the herbs as promised. Just I'll hand them over. You give me the rod." And there's no problems.
I aim my crossbow.
Okay. One of the elves
I
is,
aim my bow as well.
but you has come alone, like a stupid human. I think we take the herbs, and we keep the rod.
Can we hear this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like, while we're hidden, I will mind link the one that just spoke,
My
Yep.
short bow is also readied.
and I will try to manipulate it. I've got to do the manipulation first, haven't I?
Yes. And his MAC isn't higher than 13, so the mind link is just going to be 13.
So I did the manipulation.
Yeah. And PSP cost is 5. It's base.
Yep,
He's
yep.
He's not higher than 5th level.
And what was I doing? Mind link. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yes.
Success. Yeah.
And that would be a D20, so I can probe him as well. And
Okay.
the mind link comes out to him. You said he's alone, and I will whisper it again, alone, like a ghost. And meanwhile, I want to probe him. Which one's got the rod?
Okay, right. This guy down here, the one who's pinging, he has the rod.
Is that the one that was speaking?
No, the one that's speaking is this one right here.
Could you ping him again? I didn't see.
This one down here has the
Okay.
rod. Can't see his number. It's all a bit small. Swiftwing elf. Swiftwing elf number 3 has the rod.
And
For those of you who can zoom
once
in
I know
close
who's
enough.
got it, I will tap RJ and Xerxes, and point to the one that's got the rod.
I aim for
I-
that elf.
Me too.
5. Mind link 6. Take another 6 off.
Okay, so this one here, after the mind link has taken effect, says something in Elven. Any of you speak Elven?
Check. Don't think so.
What is he
Where would
thinking?
I find that? Is that proficiency?
He's thinking.
What is he
You can hear
thinking
him
when he
think.
says that? Because I can understand it.
He's warning them. There's a mind bender somewhere around here.
Regardless of the language, there's no language barrier between us when he speaks.
Yeah.
It's in
Thinks-
proficiencies.
Proficiencies. Okay, then I don't.
Okay.
But I could read their lips saying Elvish.
Look what man. I said it'll fall.
Uh,
No, but
Pardon
Senex
me,
is clear
Mark.
to you. Yeah.
It's been a minute. What's my movement speed again? Who'd have thought?
Your movement rate, Scathis is 12. So 12 squares.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
I'd like
Okay.
to move out of these tents and move down this little alley toward the guy who just said that he came alone.
Yeah, that's him here.
I'm going to shoot.
Oh, you're shooting. Okay.
I look at Senex. I'm going to shoot.
Okay,
know
who are
who
you
it-
shooting?
The elf who's got it.
This guy here.
Yes. Poison bolt.
Okay, he is armor class 12 and is about to have a really bad fucking day.
And it's a back shot.
If he doesn't die from their 2 shots, I'll fire some too.
Okay. That's absolutely a hit. Number 3, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so he gives a horrified gargle. This is a death poison, I take it.
Yes.
Okay, he gives a horrified gargle and collapses to the ground, mostly dead, or in fact almost entirely dead. Okay, I'm going to need all of you guys, just a second, please. At the same time as that, just a second, at the same time as that bolt fires out, strikes him, the elves give a horrified shout, and from the surrounding buildings, a voice rings out, Templars! You do not catch sight of Liaza anywhere, but she has sent some of her underlings in her stead.
They all must die.
They all must die.
Wait, why? They're technically on our side.
No witnesses.
They're in red. They must be evil.
Okay.
As this surprise round, could I have fired shots at the being who was speaking, that elf? Assuming he's the leader.
This
That's
one here?
Elf 2, right? I'm going for him.
Oh, well then I'll shoot, I don't know, Elf 1 then.
Yes, you may each take a surprise round shot.
Yeah, I want to go for elf number 4.
I think I get 2 shots with my bow per
You
turn.
do get 2 shots with your bow, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Will I get my full range of attacks, or just a swing in there?
Just a swing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and with bows, you're only getting 1 shot because it's a surprise attack.
Well, it's a +4, so with a 14 hit.
14 will hit, yes.
All right. 5 damage. Well, it's double damage because of backstab, so I guess that'd be 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, and can you ping the one that's against?
Elf 1, this guy.
There he is. Okay, 5. Oh, okay.
Oh no, I rolled quite badly on that.
But you still hit the AC 12.
Okay, Scathis, what did you get?
12.
That's a hit and damage.
It's a natural one.
All right.
A natural one.
Oh, natural. Oh, it's a natural one. Okay,
it's a natural
that's right.
one.
Yeah, I'm just on the right screen now. Okay, fine. Then surprise round is over. So
Well,
Siora, you
Wait, I haven't done my surprise.
go on, lizard boy.
Yes. Okay.
Arrows fly. One falls. Another screams.
Do I
Scatters
get
leaps
a
out.
2-shot?
Swings badly. You get 1 shot.
Okay, 1 shot, but I'm using Malevolence poison, and I'm doing it out of Chameleon, which gives them a -4
Yeah.
to the save. So let me just roll all that.
And you get your forward attack, Grundy.
No, everyone gets a single.
That's
attack.
that's a hit, and that is where are the arrows? Yeah.
Nice. Can you ping which one that was against?
Number 4.
Okay. The arrows.
Is it double
Thuds
damage for you too?
Yes.
And poison.
And poisoned
Oh,
Malevolence slime.
so 12 in total.
Yes, I believe
So
so.
another
Wait,
6.
I forget where
that's-
it says where my poisons are. Oh, here we go. Malevolence slime, injury 1d4. Oh, fail on death.
Yeah. So that's elf number 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. He passes. So just roll me a d4. There should be a button
Okay.
for the d4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even with my nice penalty? What a bastard. Okay.
3 damage. Okay.
So that's
15.
15.
Mine still 2d6.
No, it's one. Mine says 1d4.
Oh, okay.
On
Sorry,
my
I
sheet.
thought you'd already done the damage.
Yeah. Okay, so the arrow thuds into him. He manages to pull it out in time before the poison takes effect. But yeah. Then the general hue and cry goes up. Right, can everybody roll initiative for me, please?
Yeah, we're so back.
Yeah.
11. I'm so fast.
Yeah, but I've got an 8.
I'm having to roll initiative for like 8 people at the moment, so I'm going through
Not
this
for
quickly as I can. No, sorry, 7, I should say. Templar wife 2, Templar wife 3, Templar wife 4, and Templar wife 5. Oh, and Jord. Okay, are we all done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Hey, there's the list.
Right.
Templar wife.
Okay, right. Senex, you're up.
I mean, I'm assuming we don't know if they're good or bad, the Templar wives. And no one, obviously the guy that was killed with the rod, no one knows he's got the rod though, right? Apart from us.
Only the elves do.
Only the elves, only you.
Because it's hidden.
Oh, and did you not point it out to me? And
Yeah.
Only to you and thingy, yeah.
Yeah.
I will whisper, you need to get the rod, but unseen.
Is that your action?
No, that was my words, and then I will point to the one. I will point to this. No. I will point to this one here that Scathis is fighting, and I will make them blind.
Okay.
Yes, just.
No save?
No save.
Okay, so he gets a -4 there.
Yep.
That's elf 2. Okay, so his attack goes to -3.
And I will stay hidden.
Okay, nice. Nicely done. Good. Senex done. Templar wife number 1. Oh, she's over there. Okay, right. She leaps down and begins searching the elf. That's her action for the round. When she finishes that, she shouts, "It's here! This one!" Templar, that's interesting that she'd ended up being number 1. Sky Singer Elf 1, that's him over there. Where is he? There you go. Who can he see? He is only aware that Scathis is there, actually. So he runs forward, vaults over the stall, scattering jalabi pears all over the place, takes up position behind Scathis, and swings for him with a dagger. And it hits armor class 8. Okay, it thwubs rather ineffectually off off your thick hides, and he curses and dances back, anticipating a swift evisceration. Templar wife 4 strides to the edge here on this little bridge and begins casting. That puts her initiative up to 8. Can I just drag her down? Yes, I can. Magical. Okay, so Templar wife 5. Where is she? Where the hell is she? Is she all the way over there or something? I'm struggling to see her on my map. Oh, yeah, she's off the map there. Okay, right. She runs down into this position over there, and likewise begins casting, but that spell goes off on her initiative, and she produces a bone sword that is illuminated by flame. Scathis.
Yep. So what I had rolled a nat 1 just a moment ago. So Scathis emerges from the tent, and then his sword catches on some of the fabric.
Oh no!
Looking at it with He then turns back to the elf and just punches him in the face with the shield. We go for the shield bash.
Cool.
That'll hit an AC of 25. So I roll damage, and then I believe I get to also do a knockdown attempt, right?
Yeah, for free, I think. Yeah. And it's number 2, yeah. This guy right here.
Yep, 2 right in front of me.
The
Yeah,
blind
knockdown.
guy.
Knockdown difficulty is 15. But you deal 7 damage first. This shield slams nicely into him, and CMD, and he is knocked prone nicely.
Yep. Doing that, he then lunges forward, ripping his mandible sword free, and goes for a couple of swings. First, one way. AC of 15.
Is this the guy on the ground?
The ground, yeah.
Yeah, his armor class is currently 8, so those both hit. Sorry, the mandible sword hits. Yeah, one way. Whoa! Okay,
with 15 damage.
Yeah, that overhand blow kills him outright.
Wonderful. In that case, Scathis, noticing that he's dead, is going to turn to this other enemy and run toward him.
Yep.
Do I still get the follow-up attack with the other side of the
Absolutely.
sword?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So he just sort of flows easily, stepping over to catch the backhand swing toward this guy.
Blade flips around. Oh, that knife that just rolled back from a natural 1. Yes. And you catch him on the back swing. 10 damage. A solid blow. Elven blood splashes bright in the air. I see someone asking about our house rules. Yes, we do have those. The best place to find them is on the Wayback Machine on archive.org. Just search for Logarium, my name on there, and you'll find my page, and they're all there.
And as the swing sort of sprays blood onto the side of this other stall, Scathis tilts his head at the elf for a moment and then does a quick whirl, trying to literally cut his legs out from under him with the tail razor.
Oh yeah, okay. The razor slashes deep into his legs.
For 9 damage.
9 damage, outstanding. He goes down, and you can see you must have hit an artery from the blood that's just fountaining a good 2 or 3 feet into the air. The elf is desperately hands around his leg trying to stop it, but then his body slumps sideways, going limp almost immediately.
And if I can, I'll finish the rest of my movement. Now
Yeah.
covered in blood, probably.
Yeah. Big fountain, he sprays of it.
Should have enough left to get there.
Absolutely.
All right, and that's me.
Okay, as you come charging out from between from Jaws' perspective, he's just seen you appear out of nowhere, slaughter 2 elves, and then come out drenched in blood, go racing past them. He actually kind of goes, moment of utter shock, not quite sure whether he's going to be next. The elf is looking between you and him, likewise unsure what's to happen. Right, Templar wife 3. Likewise, her blade flaming runs down here, leaps over the side, and engages this elf right here. Blade flaming, she swings for him. Hits. And the flame blade strikes home for a rather paltry 7 damage. The elf yells, batting at the flames that are now engulfing his clothing. George is not quite sure what's going on, takes a step back, and turns and unleashes a spray of magic missiles toward Templar Wife 1. Having heard her say, well, he's got it. So 4 of them erupt from his outstretched hands. And she takes 14 damage, which is not enough to kill her, but as the 4 magical bolts slam into her, she staggers backward. But as you can see, she is indeed holding a short, leather-wrapped bundle, which is pulled from the elf's body. Okay, that elf is dead, so he can be... I'm just going to remove him from the field of battle there, and this one also, because they don't appear. Right, okay, so Templar Wife 4, her spell finishes, goes off, and a sorcerer's field drops across the field of battle. And I want saving throws against spells, please, from who are the nearest there. So, out of the PCs, that's just Scathis.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Saving against spells, please. Jord passes, and the Sky Singer Elf 5 passes. Scathis, you failed. Oh my goodness. You feel your limbs become slow, become leaden, and frozen as you are held in place. The elf looks around, looks up at her, nods and thanks, and then turns back to face you and aims his blade straight for your heart. Darjay.
Yes. The original plan was to go over here and loot that corpse of the rod, but Templar Wife 1 has beat him to it.
Yeah.
But he is going to go down there with his fantastic movement rate of 18.
Yes.
And he's going to... it's going to be at extremely close range, but he is going to fire quick, rapid fire twice at the Templar.
Okay.
And he will be using a poison, which
Yep.
I will tell you in just a second while I'm rolling.
She's AC 12, so
AC.
they both hit.
Okay, both hit. It is going to be, I think I have one more Moleworm Slime poison, so one of them is Moleworm and the other is Barbed Scorpion Venom.
Ooh, okay, so Malbum first.
Yep.
It's a fail.
She's dead.
So the first arrow kills her outright.
And I take the rod, and with the remaining movement, I retreat back here to my friends.
Okay, and I just take her off so she doesn't appear on the initiative count. Nicely done. Right. Okay, Templar Wife 2. She shouts over towards you, Darjay. The rod! Give it here! Give it here! She sent us! Okay, and seeing you not respond, frowns and spends the rest of the round. She makes her way down to here and begins casting, and that's going to be like a 14, which, what's that here? There, sorry. Okay, Siora.
Siora, similar to me, internally is like, what are we doing? What is the plan here? I don't understand what's happening.
No witnesses.
So I'm just gonna go along with the plan that I know of and keep shooting elves. I'm gonna shoot the one that is menacingly towards Scathis.
Yeah. His initiative's in 2, so.
And I will. I can do my hide in shadows and then shoot, so I get the backstab.
Ooh, where are you on the map?
Oh, I'm like up here, up
Oh,
high.
yes, absolutely.
On, like,
Yes,
a
yes, that's
ledge.
you. Yes, yeah, totally, yeah.
All right. So I have to roll for that, right? Wear armor. All right, pass. So I get to shoot twice. With a +4 on one of them, I think, or is it both?
One, just the first one.
Okay.
The first one
so
alerts him to the fact that he's being backstabbed.
That's a shame.
Backstabbed? Backstabbed.
Does an 11 hit him?
If you got a +4 onto it, yes.
Well, the first one's a 15, so it would have been a
The
19 and
11's
11.
a miss. Yeah, no, the 11's a
Okay,
miss.
so double damage. That is 18
On
damage
okay.
onto elf. This one here.
Yep.
Next to Scathis.
18. He only had 13 hit points left, so that kills him outright. Scathis is just like the canyon attack on the Amkech caravan. An arrow comes out of nowhere, takes the elf clean through the throat, and he goes down right next to you, his blade clattering to the ground before getting anywhere near your heart. I think this elf here probably needs to make a morale check at this point, given that fucking everybody's been killed. What number are you? Number 4. Okay. Morale, please. That's a fail. Yeah, okay. So he turns around and looks and just is like yeah, he says, and turns and runs away in this direction. If anybody wishes to stop him fleeing, please go right ahead.
Oh yeah, I want to shoot at him.
For his part, he's getting the hell out. Okay, Templar wife number 2 finishes her spell, and I would like from Suxis, Darjay, and Senex, you're all in the area of effect. Saving throws against spells from you, please. She calls down upon her husband, the Shadow King, to freeze you to the earth where you stand.
Old person only affects humanoids, right?
Yeah, Senex, so don't bother with that. So Suxis and Darjay, please. Darjay, I see a fail there. Suxis?
Looking for it, give me a sec. Save against spells, right?
Yeah.
It was... Where do I attributes? There it is. Spell. Boom.
Likewise, Suxis, Darjay, both frozen in place by the Templar's magic. She shouts over to her other companions, I have them! And Suxis, anything from you at the end of the round?
I'm frozen, so apparently not.
Any mental abilities?
No.
Just in case you have Sonics in
No.
hand? Oh, okay. All right, everybody roll initiative, please, for the next round. I'm going to remove dead bodies from the map.
So the Templars were the ones who froze Scathis.
Yeah, there's an area effect. Yeah.
Oh. And then now they're Oh, what is happening here?
Forget the Veiled Alliance. They're attacking the Scaled Alliance. We have to deal with them.
Okay, Sky Singer Elf. Gone. Running away. And she's dead too. Okay, I'm just going to roll some quick initiative, guys, here from my depleted NPC forces. And finally, Jord. Okay, you guys all done with the niche?
No. Sorry.
No.
I'm looking for the regular one. Oh, there it is. Found it.
Can I even do anything? I'm paralyzed, right?
Yeah, but in case someone gets you free, or in case you have some mental ability, or what have you, it's just worth rolling.
Okay.
Or in case someone kills Templar Wife 4, and then her spell will also vanish. There we go. Okay. All right. Senex.
This spell that they've cast, do they need to bad visual? So if I made them blind and stuff, would that drop the spell?
What, a whole person?
Yeah.
No, you have to kill them to make it go away.
Okay, whoever cast that, I will speak the words of Magaros. 18 hit points of magic missile.
What the fuck? Where'd that come from?
Wand.
Oh, nice. Okay. 18 hit points. She goes stumbling backwards, and you think for a moment that she's down, but then manages to pull herself just upright to her knees, blood pouring from wounds all across her body, very near death, but still alive. The hold spell on Scathis remains intact.
On success.
On
Ah,
no, it's her. Templar wife 4, right?
Yeah, was it 2 or 4?
Ping the
Because
one
I
you
think
shot,
two
please.
two cast it on Darje and Zuxis, and 4 cast it on Scathis.
Yeah. Ping the one
Senex?
you. Senex, please ping the one you shot.
Yeah, it was whoever cast the spell on these two.
On those two, understood.
Yeah, on
okay.
2.
All right, so she goes back up there, and she loses 18. But similarly, she was at maximum hit points, so she has only a couple of shreds of life remaining to her. Any movement?
I will just duck down where I am and move away from these briefly.
Okay, cool. All right. Seeing what you're doing, Jordan nods, strides to he has line of sight here, and almost certainly yes, finishes her off with a blast of magic missiles, killing her outright. Success and Darje.
We're back in business?
Yes. The hold spell upon you is depleted with her death. Okay. This one runs over to here, leaps down, and engages Jord in close combat with her flame blade. Vaults off the side of the building, down onto the awnings. For Nibenay, she shouts. The blade leaves trails of flames through the air as she strikes at him. He ducks, the flaming weapon swoops over the air through his head, and he's uninjured. Darje.
Yes, he will aid as best he can from his vantage point up here, and will fire 2 more shots at the one who is engaged Jord in combat.
Nice.
Both hits?
AC 12. Yep, both hits. Any of these poisoned?
No.
Okay.
I want to save them as much as possible. But that's
Still,
9 damage.
9 damage.
Total.
Nice.
Yes.
Solid, meaty as the 2 arrows slam into her.
And he darts his head back down once he's
Yeah.
finished.
Okay. Scathis, the blood slowly congeals across your scales, but you are unable to move. Suxis.
I will shoot a crossbow bolt in the Nibenay's nose flute that is holding Scathis.
Her right there. That's her.
That's her?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the one that was actually standing
No,
next to Scathis. Okay.
She's the one who cast it.
Okay.
No, this one over here has terrible initiative. Won't be going until the end of the round.
Give me a sec. Rolling.
Rolling.
Weapons. 2 hit. Boom.
Yes. Crossbow barrel flies down from the rooftop.
And she can save
Thuds
for
into her
poison.
body. Okay. Save against poison. A 3. No, is that death?
Yes.
She dies. Scathis, you are no longer held. And you can take your initiative then goes to 9. So I'll just shut you up just past Suxis there, so you'll get an action right away.
All right. In that case, as he feels his limbs start to loosen again, Scathis, in a rage, lunges at Templar wife 3.
Okay. She actually has the audacity to be like, "But we're on your side!" She shouts, not quite having grasped the situation.
They made the first attack.
Attacked us, exactly.
Well, she caught you in a hold person. She thought that was, no, it's just a nice safe...
Right. Well,
But yeah,
Whatever helps her sleep at night.
yeah, this is going to help her sleep at night. You strike her solid with the mandible sword. Good 10 points of damage there. Yep, and the backhand hits as well. Oh, and that's it. She sleeps at night forevermore.
Yep.
Down
But
she
we're
goes.
on your side.
no, actually, correction. You're on your back.
Okay. So that's only Templar Wife 5 remaining over here, who's hasn't even had her go yet, and is about to. Well, she's at the moment she's literally using her turn to get to her feet. And she's like, oh, sees you running over. Oh,
I'll
thank
run
the
over
elements
to
that you
her.
were here.
Take the elements that you're here.
What are you doing?
Whirls around and hits her. Oh, no. First, I'm going to try and bash her back down with the shield.
Yeah.
Rindy and Panda.
Oh, too bad. Templar gets to live. Yeah, they look like they've crashed. Oh, perfect timing. Okay, well, unless anyone's stopping him, this elf is getting away. But I think, didn't Panda say she was going to try and shoot him? So I suppose you should leave him on the battlefield.
Yeah,
just
Panda
until,
wanted to shoot him.
Yeah, okay. The tension is unbearable. This Templar has 20 hit points, and I think Scathis is probably going to murder the crap out of her. But I think it's only fair to allow him to do so in actual real time. Yeah, Panda's gone. There she goes. Oh, and he goes as well. Okay. So I'm just going to take a moment to address something that's come up in chat. Yeah. So on Internet Archive, you need to look for Logarium and the darksun 2nd edition hacks, and it's the campaign guide, as Cerulean Gecko says, that contains the main rules hacks. But yeah, as Panda pointed out, if you drop into our Discord, I'll hook you up with a link. I can't share them on YouTube because yeah, there's a message from Panda. Internet dropped. It's basically the core 2nd edition rules, but there's a few hacks have come in from Pathfinder. We're using some of the ability score modifiers from BX because there's a nice smooth curve on there. A couple of ideas from 4th edition and 5th edition. It's a real kind of smorgasbord of rules. But they seem to be working out all right over the couple of years we've been testing them. The book also has. Thank you. The book also has a full rework of Psionics. We're on our 3rd version of that right now. I keep making Lee relearn the rules, and all the versions of the darksun specific wizard spells and the cleric spells as well. There's an expanded version of the elemental cleric lists to give enough for to have kind of a broad amount across the levels. Because under normal darksun 2nd edition, not all the cleric spell levels have an equivalent amount of spells, so we fleshed that out a little bit as well. Ascending armor class, no Thaco. I don't mind Thaco, but yeah, ascending armor class because that's what all the cool kids are using these days. Yeah, and there you go. Right, so we're still waiting for
Have you looked much into the new D&D bringing out?
The new Dungeons and Dragons? You mean 4th edition?
No, was it 5.5 or whatever? What are they calling it?
Yeah, yeah. Wizards are just calling it like the 2024 edition. I have not. No, I haven't.
Is there a new one coming out? I didn't know this.
There's a new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
I'm
some of the
just
stuff
getting
that they've
used
done.
to playing 5th.
It's like a 5th edition revision kind of thing. Yeah.
It's okay, but like I like the changes that they're making. To it.
Yeah.
Like you get
What
like
kind of things?
so you know backgrounds. So you
Those
get
are cool.
You get feats with background. So you actually start with a feat, which is nice. So you're
We did that in 3rd edition. We
Yeah.
had you got like a regional feat or a talent or something.
yes, yeah, and you've also got it for the humans in here for your thing, but it's just some of the stuff
there we are.
I really like. And there's a few other things. Can't remember.
What time do you call this? We've been waiting all session for you.
I'm so sorry. It just dropped out of nowhere, and then
It's
just
a little
Yeah.
bit of a dramatic way of drawing the attention to yourselves. Eh?
Sorry. Starlight
Nibenay.
decided not to work.
Nibenay sent 3 Braxats, and the whole party's been fucking killed because of you guys. So,
Did my rolls go through?
They did now, yeah.
let me have a look.
All
Where are
right.
we?
So
Okay,
just
so
as she
let's-
was pulling herself up, I bashed her down again
Shield
with the
bash.
shield.
Yes, 21. So
Yep.
she goes down. Right. I won't remove the tag.
Yeah.
She's down on the
It
floor.
takes 6 damage from that.
Takes 6 damage as you smash her rudely to the ground. Yep, and then an automatic knockdown. Okay, right. With that 25 CMD. Okay, so she's knocked back to the ground, kind of looks up at you. What are you doing? Liaza said we could trust you. And then looks around at this point from her vantage point and sees just the bodies strewn the marketplace.
Well, this is a tail whip coming our way.
Yeah.
I only hit it with an AC of 8 using the tail razor, though. Though she's not down. But
No, she's prone, so you get a +4, so that is in fact a hit.
wonderful. Okay. In that case,
Shmam.
Shmam.
Lito, you looked at me funny.
10 damage.
Okay, yeah. Well, the blade slams into her. You pull it out, holding her hands to her midriff as blood just pools around her fingers and spreads on the ground around her. Husband! Husband! Trying to clutch your amulet. Husband, please! Heal my wounds! Heal my wounds!
And as she's talking, he lunges down and bites her in the throat.
Okay. Now, well, that disrupts her Cure Light Wound spell, if it hits.
It hits.
It does hit.
Now 6
And-
damage with the bite.
Her prayers to her husband are the last bubbling sounds that pass her lips. As she dies. Right, Sky Singer L4, who is running away, and Siora are both on 11 at the end of the round.
I want to kill him.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Pew pew. A pew pew.
Yep, both hits.
And it
So-
would be an 18 and then a 6.
Oh,
in terms of
right,
damage.
yes. Yeah, okay. So he had 7 hit points left.
All right.
So yeah, he stumbles forward, slams into the wall of the opposing building, hits the ground, and perishes.
I then hop down and then rush over to my group. Like, what the fuck?
Scathis just says, I don't know. They froze me and I was angry, and I saw my friends killing them.
They attacked us. But we're still in an attack mode because we still have one person standing, right?
Yeah, Jord is standing kind of around looking.
This is where you get yourself scarce.
The rod.
Mm-mm. We cannot come back empty-handed, not after this.
You don't know
Shoot,
what you've done.
go.
Whatever it is, we'll have to make right later. Dead.
Not now.
Are they gonna even pay us after we just did this?
Well, only if we bring the rod.
They
But that's not
attacked
really
us.
the important. We're going to stay alive this way.
Jord
If you
makes
want-
a
if
few
you want to
passes-
f- If
a
you want
few
to fight
passes
us
of
over
the
this,
spell and becomes invisible.
okay. Grab,
There he goes.
get the hell out of here, Darjay.
Archer goes invisible, I guess. Hides in shadows.
Who has the rod? Just quickly.
Darjay.
RJ has it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the plan then?
We give it now to the Templars.
They attacked
We have
us.
betrayed the Templars.
No, we didn't. They attacked us.
Will they see it that way?
Well, I don't care. They did. We saw it that way, and we killed them, and we got the rod for them. This is what we made. This was the deal we did, and this is where we're coming. We're coming for our money. And that their Templars are either incompetent or they were trying to betray us, I don't care.
I'm
This-
gonna go.
This is our sales pitch, and this is what we're going to stick with.
I'm gonna go check on the bodies, and by
Mhm.
that I mean lift some goods if they have any.
Good.
Yeah, so if you're talking about money, from the elves and the Templars, you managed to gather together a total of 312 ceramic pieces. A selection of low-quality bone daggers, decent-made bone longswords, scimitars for the Templars, and a variety of leather armors that are unfortunately torn to pieces. And of course, 5 Holy Templar symbols.
She will take those. We should bring these back to them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why didn't she come? Why did she send these people instead?
I don't know.
Find that out when we return.
And why were they paralyzing us?
No idea.
I don't even know where we're supposed to go. She told us they won't let us in the city.
Can I focus on where this invisible person might be? Because knowing
You
how
can
invisibility
make me
works.
make me a saving throw against spells, please.
But I do have a bonus. Is it under insight?
It is insight bonus, yes.
Insight. Okay, I actually nailed it on the top then.
You've got a plus
Just.
6 insight bonus.
I've got +2 insight, and then I spend 1 USP.
Ah, okay, nice. Yeah, all right. So you can just make out his footprints and then the subtle blur in the air of his invisible form departing the marketplace over in this direction over here. Yeah. So where do you go? Back to the open door? That's probably where she'll come looking for you.
Yeah.
Well, where she expects to meet us, yeah, that's where we should be.
Well, let's move you back to the city map. Just
Thank you, Reefer, again for another 500 bits.
awesome.
Who gets stuff?
We're all traveling together, right?
It is Thicket's not here, so it'll be Xerxes. Yeah, Xerxes, yeah.
Yeah, we're all traveling together except for Darjay, who has scurried off.
Somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want Scathis to have a moment to complain. I thought the plan was to play both sides. Now we have not given the rod to the Alliance, and we have killed 5 Templars. This is quickly turning into us angering both.
No comment.
Yes, I don't quite understand what happened either. We can only hope that the Shadow King, or I guess, Leoza? Is that how you say it?
Liaza. It's been said about 6
Liaza.
different ways during this session. I've given up.
Liaza. Liaza understands.
Oh, Lee,
Well,
swap
and
overlays, please.
Oh, yes.
Explains with what kind of instructions she sent those ladies over. We were sent over to obtain the rod and leave no witnesses. This is what we did. And that happened to include some that attacked us as well, and that were maybe from her. I don't care. She should have been more specific with her instructions.
I don't even know where we're supposed to meet her. I can only guess the open door, but she wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, otherwise you have to knock on the door where all the Templars live there.
Let's get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we
Right.
head to the open door and hope she's there.
Okay. It's almost midnight before she arrives. She doesn't come alone. She stations 4 half-giant guards outside and comes up to the Dojak suite to find you, Siora. Where I presume you're waiting with your companions.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Where were you?
Matters of state. I was requested to attend to the Urukite trade delegation.
What instructions did you give your Templars?
To retrieve the rod, to do you no harm,
Oh,
to use only non-lethal.
They attacked us.
it'd be nice to
Attacked
know
you.
that previously. Put the 5 medallions down.
And the rod?
Put
We
it down
have
on the
it.
table as well.
She scoops up the medallions, sews them in her pocket. Acceptable losses. With this,
I will ask the rod, is it a third piece or is it the piece we had originally?
no, it's a short piece. A third piece. I knew I was right to have faith in you.
Over the other 2.
I do not know. In the possession of House Shom, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
We will be approaching them next.
Good luck.
Well, I apologize if the patrol I sent were less than competent. It was a last-minute thing.
I see. We were already wondering whether you were double-crossing us.
No, if they'd followed my instructions, they would have used at best hold spells against you.
We didn't know what they were, but
No, we were not informed.
It doesn't matter. Their deaths are of no consequence.
Okay.
But this is of great consequence indeed. You have not failed me, Siora. And your companions, I will speak highly of them to my superiors, and those commendations will, in some form, eventually reach my husband's ears.
Stick to just my first name, please.
Yes, it was a matter of some interest to learn who was with the trade delegation, shall I say.
Who's with them?
They're looking for you.
Why?
who?
Your brother. He loves you. He thought you were dead. He learned you were not.
Liesa, please do not tell him of me.
My gut tells me I have been played already once today. I don't really understand how.
What do you mean, played?
My responsibility in the city is for well, put it this way. I'm part of the Chamber of Earth. We run the civic aspects of the city. Trade is outside my rubric.
Do you think the wives were trying to one-up you? If they were to bring back the rod, that would make them more... trying to usurp your power, perhaps?
I don't know. This
I must
is-
say that we also feel very uncomfortable with what transpired. You not showing up and then being attacked by people that weren't there actually when the when the trouble started. They didn't announce themselves. They just were there when we started to do our business.
I had them on scene as quickly as I could.
Hmm.
This is the life of a Templar. This is why I come to you, Siora.
Okay. Well then,
Release
for
this.
us to put our minds at ease, then I suppose we should conclude with the matter of payment then. Then at
She
least
reaches
everybody's
down.
got what we came for, right?
And from her backpack, places a small chest on the table, opens it. Inside is the glimmer of gold. Almost 400 pieces of gold.
I have a good look whether that's proper gold or
It's proper
the
gold.
fool's kind.
No, it's proper gold. 375 pieces, 75 each.
Siora pretends not to be interested in the gold and instead maintains focus on Lieza and just we'll move over to her and just say, thank you for your trust. And I hope to see you again soon.
I'm sure you will.
If
Thank
people
you
are
for your business.
if people are targeting you, please be careful.
Always. You have my
You said
husband's
we-
gratitude. Sorry, go ahead.
You said we each get 75.
Yes. 750 ceramics, 75 gold.
Scathis looks at his share and says, yes, this will do. Let me know if you need any more work done.
Or not.
Okay.
Prefer a low profile, working for Sorcerer Kings. No offense.
Liaza nods, turns, and leaves.
Before she goes, can I catch her just for a moment?
Yeah.
Before you go, the trade delegation, you say my brother's looking for me. Isn't Ulrich part of that delegation?
Yes, cooperation between House Varshad and the Templarate.
And they're both looking for me, or just my brother?
A Templarate organization, delegation like that would not leave Ulrich without the Lion's express consent. You or your companions have gained Hermione's attention. As someone who lives with that kind of attention, that is not a good thing. Sleep well, Lady Barsha. She turns and leaves
She will nod, and then once she leaves, she's like, "Ooh, gold!"
you. So another Rod of the Dead Mind is on the playing board. Scathis, you find yourself trying not to stare at the fireplace in the suite. The echoes of a dead egg brother in the flames.
So even
See-
from that fire.
No, you're imagining it. Surely you're imagining it. He can't be in every fire. Pursuer, the echoes of a living brother. Darjay, an Urukite Templar, whom twice now you have spared her life. And an amulet bearing the sign of a dragon arising from a forgotten memory. All threads converge in Nibenay. We shall see how they further twine together in part 2 of this adventure next week.
Where we
Thanks for
find out
playing.
what's Thicket been up to.
I'm just giving out massages this whole
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
It's been laid in mud.
Perfume
Yeah.
massages in the mud.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching, everyone. Welcome back to Athas. It's been a nice long break, but it's great to be back.
Indeed.